Hello, everybody, and welcome to 2013 Guilford Varsity Lacrosse. This matchup is the CIAC M Division First Round State Playoffs versus Massac at Kavanaugh Field, played on May 29th. The Massac Panthers come in with a record of 8-8, and they're the 13th seed in the M Division. The Guilford Indians had a 12-4 regular season record. The Indians were seeded 4th in the M Division playoffs, and by virtue of number 1 Avon being beaten by number 17 Wilton earlier in the day, the Indians will be the higher seed as long as they advance up until the final game for the state championship. The Indians are coming off a disappointing loss in the SCC championship against Fairfield Prep. That loss coming after having beaten Xavier in the SEC semifinals. The winner of this game will advance to play New Fairfield, as New Fairfield beat Fairfield Ward just prior to the start of this game as well. Guilford's freshman phenom goalie, James Bright, is 13-4 as a starter, losing only to quality opponents. Number 5, Zach Catarusa in the defense will hold up Guilford's end of this game early. There's number 7, Freddie Trotta, working to get the ball free. The Indians' defense is playing tough early and throughout the game. Here's number 21, Mark Lusitano, putting on the pressure. And junior defenseman Duke Knapp comes up with it. One of the keys of the game for Guilford is stopping number 33, Frank Baccarella. And that's just what number 25, Nathan Tepley, and number 5, Zach Catarusa do here. Guilford's defense is swarming and double teaming. And they're coming up with the turnovers over and over again. But early, the Indians are losing the ball in transition, and Massac's goalie is stopping all the shots that Guilford's given. Still, the defense is coming up with turnover after turnover. This one credited to number 26, Duke Knapp. For example, here the Indians put a great forecheck on number 33, Baccarella. Zach Catarusa is trying to work it free, but he comes up with the interception instead. He gets the point-blank shot down on the goalie, but the goalie's there and he makes the stop. On the transition back the other way, the Indians will soon find out why number 33, Frank Baccarella, is the man to watch for. He goes almost coast to coast all by himself, making some great moves, and then fires an off-balance shot, and it goes by James Bright. It's in the back of the net, and the Massac Panthers have the lead 1-0. That was an amazing individual effort by Baccarella. Congratulations to him. 6 minutes and 50 seconds had gone by in the game before the first goal of the game, and Massac took it. Number 25, Nathan Tepley, does a great job getting the ball out after number 27, Eric Zergobel, lost the face-off. But Zergobel will get the last laugh. As the ball's worked around the back of the net, John Lusitano makes the threat, and he opens up Zergobel, and he fires a shot down low. The ball goes between the goalie's legs, and Eric Zergobel, junior midfielder, notched the score at 1 with 3:41 left in the first quarter. Guilford's defense is still holding strong, but Massac makes a nice set of passes here. They manage to get by the defense, but James Bright makes the stop. James goes on to make another stop here. Still tied at 1. Late in the first quarter, John Lusitano gets it inside to Kevin Carrigal, but Massac's goalie still making the stops. The quarter ends, and the game's still tied 1-1. Number 16, Mike Ring, wins the face-off here. Guilford moves the ball around, and this play would normally end up a backdoor score by Andrew DePatty, but the goalie makes the interception. So number 33, Baccarella, gets the ball in transition, and Zach Catarusa defends him. And Baccarella is forced to give the ball up. And now it's number 21, Mark Lusitano's turn. And this guy has nowhere to go. Mark does a great job on defense. And even though the Panthers managed to maintain possession, it has to hurt when all the work to maintain that possession ends with a James Bright save. Here we have number 33, Baccarella again, working on number 5, Zach Catarusa. He gets one over the top of him, but James Bright does the job. It's deflected, and number 34, Eric Sog, finds number 9, Andrew DePatty, who sees number 32, John Lusitano, driving the lane, and that's an easy score for Lusitano. Lusitano, one of Guilford's top 3 scorers, makes it 2-1 Guilford with 10:26 left in the first half. along with being one of the toughest little men you'll ever meet. Number 16, Mike Ring, has no shortage of effort either. He makes an outstanding play, and he comes up with the possession for Guilford. It's still only 2-1 Guilford, and it's anybody's game still. There's a lot of ball movement, not a lot of scoring, because both defenses are playing great. There, Mark Lusitano makes a deflection, and Guilford comes up with it. But on the other end, Massic's goalie's doing a great job of holding down the Indians. Normally, when Andrew DePatie gets a one-on-one like this, it's guaranteed money. But credit to Massic's goalie for that stop. And number 33 for Massic, Vaccarella, he's working hard again. He gets by a few Guilford players and gets an awkward shot off, but James Bright makes the deflection. But you can see by Guilford's effort on defense that they want this one. Work like this always comes up with a positive reward. It's still 2-1 and the ball's going back and forth. This time it's 26, Duke Knapp that gains the turnover. This time the Indians push it. Catarusa gets it up to number 13, Tyler Nelson, who pushes it right down to 24, Carrigal. He's got the shot, but it's off the post. With 5 minutes left to go in the half, Massic's still hanging around. It's 2-1 Guilford, but it's still anybody's game. And when you see Vaccarella approaching the net, it gives you a bit of an uneasy feeling as a Guilford fan. Again, they get a shot off. But Guilford's goalie, James Bright, will deflect it up over the net. Massic gets it back, though, and they'll move the ball around a bit. They wheel it around. And then they wheel it back. Number 7, Timothy Trashida gets a shot off. And James Bright's all over it. James Bright's having a great game here now. Number 25, Nathan Tepley, comes up with it, but he loses it in transition. But an alert, number 13, Tyler Nelson, gets it to number 24, Kevin Carrigal, who's waiting on the wing. He drops it, but he scoops and scores. Carrigal, also one of Guilford's top 3 scorers, makes it 3-1 Indians with 4:47 left in the half. Massic is still attempting to run number 33, Vaccarella, down Guilford's throat. But the Indians aren't having it. They're double and triple teaming them, and they cause the ball to come out. That turnover leads to what I consider to be one of the best goals I've seen scored this year. Number 32, John Lusitano, gets the ball. He fakes right-handed and comes over left-handed. He proves that he's equally as dangerous from both sides. And there was nothing taken off the heat on that shot either. John's goal makes it 4-1 Guilford with 3:14 left in the half. The Indians have the ball late in the first half. They're moving the ball around. Massic's defensive long stick, well, he manages to poke check the ball free. He moves it upfield quickly. He draws number 21, Mark Lusitano, in defense. That leaves a man open. In turn, that threat draws 26, Duke Knapp, and it leaves number 27, Connor Muller, open down by the net, and he gets by James Bright. And Massic's back to within 2 with 1:21 left in the half. Number 16, Mike Ring, wins the faceoff. They move the ball around quickly, and this time Andrew DePatie fakes it and then deposits. 8 seconds go by, and Guilford is back up by 3. It's 5-2 Guilford with 1:13 left in the half, and that's also the halftime score. But here's Mike Ring again, making another amazing play to win the faceoff. Mike will ensure that the Indians go in at halftime up by 3. In the third quarter, Guilford's 3 leading scorers take charge of the game. Here, John Lusitano fires a heat-seeking missile, and he makes it 6-2 Guilford with just 2:08 gone by in the third quarter. That's a hat trick for John Lusitano. So the lead goes to 4. But the Massic Panthers have a little bit of an answer. It's number 33, Frank Vaccarella. Watch his individual effort here. Vaccarella makes cuts like a football running back, and he scores. And I really don't believe anybody could have stopped that goal. Vaccarella's goal puts Massic back within 3, but the Indians are still leading 6-3 with 9:44 left in the third. But I think Massic must have lost a step in there somewhere, as Guilford's defense just thrives. The defense, the forecheck, and the offense open up on Masick. Andrew DePatie grabs his second goal here with a full frontal attack. DePatie's second goal will make it 7-3 Guilford. And starting to get away from Masick with 7:04 left in the third. In most cases in the second half, the defense won't even allow a shot. And when they do, James Bright won't allow the goal. It's not completely out of reach for Masick yet, but it's getting there. Freshman number 28, Will Dacey's been seeing some time out on the field. And here, Dacey gets the opportunity, and he fires the sidearm heater right up the middle, down low, and it's in the back of the net. Will Dacey's goal will make it 8-3 Guilford. I think that goal will take the heart away from the Masick Panthers, as there's only 4:43 left in the third, and they're now buried by 5, with Guilford's defense manhandling Masick's offense and shutting them down in the third quarter. I believe at this point, they've just surrendered. Here, freshman number 25, Nathan Tepley, makes an interception on the full field pass. And on the next play, Guilford's 3 top scorers, John Lusitano, Andrew DePatie, and Kevin Carrigal get together to make it 9-3 Guilford and dash any hope Masick has of a comeback. With 3:04 left in the third, Kevin Carrigal gets his second goal. From here in, the Indians have an answer for every offensive threat, even Frank Baccarella. Near the end of the third quarter, the play starts to get a little bit physical. John Lusitano tries to drive near the net, and he gets shut down and knocked down. Number 27, Eric Zergabel, gets the ball out, and Guilford to get the ball back. But Mike Ring gets hammered on this play. And Mike not stopping. He's over the center, and he gets hammered again. But the flag is thrown, and Guilford have maintained the possession. It's the end of the third quarter, and Guilford's leading 9-3. The fourth quarter starts out with an attempt by Baccarella again. He manages to weave his way through. He's getting defended heavily. He gets his one-on-one against Bright, but Bright wins this one. And here he is again, working against Mike Ring. He gets by, but Will Dacey and Zach Catarusa back him up. They knock down the shot, and Zach Catarusa comes away with it. Zach's moving the ball upfield. He cuts hard, and he slips. But he alertly kicks the ball out, and he's got the possession back. With just 3.5 going by in the fourth quarter, Andrew DePatie finds Kevin Carrigal to give him his hat trick, and Carrigal will go on a roll and score 3 straight to finish off Masick. His hat trick makes it 10-3 Guilford with 8:25 left in the game. Here's Zergabel and Catarusa team up. Zach Catarusa intercepts at point-blank range. He gets it down to Carrigal, and this will give Carrigal his 4th goal. It's 11-3 Guilford, and there's only 7:20 left in the game. Coach White has got to be loving what he's seeing from the sideline. And Mike Ring here, fighting hard, and he wins himself another face-off. Gaining possessions like that gives Guilford opportunities. And here's John Lusitano. He's trying to make moves to take advantage of those opportunities. He finds Kevin Carrigal over the middle, and Carrigal fires and shoots. He's got his 4th straight goal for the team, and he makes it 12-3 Guilford with 5:56 left in the game. To add insult to injury, number 11, John Altieri, working hard here. His work turns into a turnover for Zach Catarusa, and Catarusa rewards him and gives him the ball down in front of the net. And John Altieri, number 11, scores Guilford's 13th goal just 30 seconds later. At this point, a lot of players get in off the bench. They get it up top to number 22, Hunter Martin. And Hunter Martin finds number 18, Frank Ramphone. And Frank Ramphone will blast Guilford's 14th goal with just 4:16 left in the game. It's 14-3. The last 2 goal scorers will team up on this next goal. Number 11, John Altieri, here in the foreground. He's fighting for the ball. And number 18, Frank Ramphone, comes up with it. And he sees number 11, Altieri, down by the corner of the net. And Altieri makes quick work of the goalie. And it's 15-3 Guilford. And a credit to Masick Panthers and number 33, Frank Baccarella here, He gets a shot off, but backup goalie number 4, I believe that's Jack Petrick, blocks it, and Mark Lusitano levels him. Guilford comes out with the ball, and they push it upfield. And this is number 8, Dave Laurie. And Laurie fires a shot, and it finds the back of the net. Laurie will cap the scoring of the game. It's 16-3 Guilford, and the Indians will advance to the quarterfinals at Kavanaugh Field Saturday night at 6 p.m. on June 1st. They'll be facing the new Fairfield Rebels. The Rebels are the 5 seed, so we'll have the 4 seed playing the 5 seed. The two teams have met in the regular season. It was April 25th. It was at New Fairfield. New Fairfield scored a goal with 7 seconds left to break a tie and win the game. It was on an unlikely full field pass to down in front of the net. And the Indians can fully redeem themselves by winning this quarterfinal matchup on Saturday. This time the Indians will have the home field advantage, and they've played much stiffer competition since that game. Please come out to support your team. Again, it's Saturday, June 1st at 6 p.m. Kavanaugh Field. Hope to see you all there. Thanks for watching, everybody.